Oh, attackers, go on. Joe Andrade. What a goal.
And again, Gabby Fernando on the 6-yard line. 99th minute. 9 minutes of injury time, and Gabby has won it for Stretford Paddock.
Shot on goal. Oh! Wow!
And that is that. Stretford Paddock, first piece of silverware. Tony Downs Memorial Trophy.
Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the Stretford Paddock Fans podcast. We've been joined by Paddock OG, midfielder, right back, left back, everywhere but goalkeeper, Cam Watters. Welcome, Cam.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good to be on.
This is the bit where Stu goes, "Ooh." We have to edit that back in. Right, Cam, well, thank you for joining us. You've had a really impressive start to this season, so we were keen to get you on and just find out a bit more about your Paddock backstory, because it's slightly different to everybody else's. So what came first, like working for Paddock or playing for Paddock?
Yeah, so I actually worked for Steve and a guy called Statman Dave, if you know who that is.
Yeah.
Not that he's just a random guy now, but yeah. So yeah, I actually worked for Steve and Statman Dave initially on like an internship in summer 2018, I think it was, like the World Cup. I think that was the World Cup year. And then I was working for Steve and Dave for a bit, then just Steve. Then COVID hit and they took over what is now Stretford Paddock, but originally full-time Devils. And yeah, so coming out of that, there was like, I think it was to get people to start playing sports again and stuff like that. So there's like company five-a-side tournaments and little bits like that. And initially it was called like Studio 68, which was like the production company that Steve had going on. And then when Stretford Paddock became a thing, like the fan channel, we were then working and playing football like five-a-side or against some of his like viewers and stuff like that as Stretford Paddock. So I've been there from like when it was a five-a-side at Power League down at the pits in Manchester. And then, yeah, it just developed into an 11-a-side all of a sudden and played there. And then when I left for work, I played like another 6 months and then left and then came back in January, just gone.
So how did you go from like the studio to the 11-a-side pitch? Like, did Steve just notice that he's pretty good at Power League, he could probably do 11-a-side, we'll get him involved? Were you just keen from the off?
Well, I've always played football, and obviously working with Steve and like the production crew that he had at the time, everyone's like into football, so everyone would always want to play five-a-side or something. So then Steve, I think, always had like an idea of making like an 11-a-side team, but I never thought he has a lot of ideas. Some come off, others don't. So I was like, this might be one that he's got an idea of, but it's on the back burner, like just sort of in the background. But then when he started it, obviously there was trials and stuff, and he was already speaking to me about the team and everything. And then I was like, well, I'll come down and stuff anyway. So I think it was me and Ronaldo from the office. Trying to think if there was anyone else. Can't remember whether there was a guy called Jake who was a graphics guy, and he was a goalkeeper, but I can't remember whether he came down or just trained with us for a bit. But yeah, the original first ever like Paddock trials was at Power League on the 7-a-side pitches, and it was me, Ronaldo, Oatsy. Trying to think who Joe Coleman maybe. I think Joe Coleman was an OG or close to an OG anyway. But yeah, that's sort of how it sort of developed. And then from there, yeah, just continued. What was the league before this one? Lancashire and Cheshire.
Yeah.
Then to this Cheshire league. That's sort of the extent of it.
It's mad, isn't it? You think like who's there from the start? Like you go beyond the start and you've got Ronaldo and Cam who were like in the studio before there was even an idea of a football team. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I think it was just me and Ronaldo from the studio. Will Hobson, if you remember Will, like from the very get-go.
Baggers as well.
Yeah, Baggers. Did Baggers actually play Notch?
He played initially a couple of the early friendlies.
Yeah. because I remember he when we did the original trial, we had the kit, and Steve hadn't got any photos of the kit and wanted to show it off. And the only one that he had was like a large or something, and it fit Baggers. So Baggers turned into like a model for the day. So that's funny. I forgot about that until you say that, Notch. But yeah, so there was like what 3 or 4 of us from the office, and then everyone else came from trials or friends of friends, or yeah, that type of thing.
Not a problem anymore. I think he models it himself. Now he's lost the weight. Janine just like takes pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he put that photo on of the away kit or the home kit, and I was like, see, we're not doing a media day or whatever you want to call it anymore. Steve's just gonna model it on his Instagram. So,
So you mentioned you played for Paddock for a while, and then you had a bit of a hiatus in the middle, and then you came back. So what was the kind of circumstances behind that? Was it like a work thing, or just got fed up with football?
I just I played Sunday League rather than Saturday League because I went from Paddock to United, and then obviously at United covering an actual professional football team, as like Sol and Lewis who cover Paddock will tell you, not that we're professional, but a Saturday League. Games for United are on Saturday, Sundays, predominantly Saturdays because they usually got knocked out of Europe. I say usually, probably shouldn't say that. They most of their games were Saturdays or like Sunday evenings, so I could play Sunday morning and then go to the ground or go to the game on the Sunday, cover that for work, and then Saturdays, yeah, was just a write-off because it'd be 3 o'clock over the 12:30 or like the slightly later on. I think it's 5:30, isn't it? So can't play Saturday League at all, really. And also, like, I was just too busy, like on the weekends with it. And then when you get a weekend off, working weekends, you don't want to then use your weekend to play football if you're working. It sounds really weird, but too much football, I felt. So there was nothing like, I wasn't like, I'm working for United, so I can't play for Paddock. Like that would seem like a political reason or whatever. But like, I actually just can't keep this up because I tried to at the start. I think I played like a few. I played the first ever. What was it called? Not you'll know the trophy that we won, the Memorial Trophy.
Oh, the Tony Downs.
Yeah, I played that pre-season game at Droylsden, and that was the summer after. So I joined United in the February. That was in the summer of the same year, and then as the season kicked off, I realised that I just wouldn't be able to keep it up. So I sort of played pre-season, then stopped. So I think that was the same pre-season we played at Hashtag. But yeah, so that's sort of the reason why I took like a small hiatus, and then I left United in November, just gone. I say just gone like a year ago now. And then just went to training a few times in December and January. Then like I think picked back up February or January this year. Can't remember when I played again. But yeah, for the back end of last season.
It's funny, I like that you don't really play that much because we had Joe Coleman on here beginning of the season. He basically made out he played, 7, 8, 9 games a week. Kind of, any given moment he's playing 6 aside in the morning, 5 aside in the afternoon, game on a Saturday and a Sunday. So yeah.
Yeah. At the start of the year, I was playing Saturday, Sundays, and then that quickly turned into just Saturdays. After that, the season went in like April, the Sunday season finished for me. So then it was just Saturdays. And then this season, I've just decided to play Saturdays because that was like too much. And then occasionally I'll play like 5 aside in the week along with training, but not like all the time. Like I'll play as and when I can. Like Joe asked if I could play tonight, and I was just too busy. I couldn't play. So it's one of them where when I was younger, especially at uni, I was playing like 4 or 5 times a week. But I say as I've got older, I am only 27, but like feel old.
Joe's sabotaging our chances of winning the league from the inside, like getting everyone injured.
When I say that I feel old, it's not because of like my legs or anything like that. It's more so like our squad now from when it was back in the day, everyone was around my age, like 21, 22, 23. Now Paddock has changed so much. You've got like an under 16s team or 17s now where you got Kiefer, Dylan, Noah, Junior, like Leyland, all in like the squad, or like a few of them in the matchday squad, and they were all talking about their results, like GCSE results the other day when we were warming up. And I was like, what on earth is going on? And they were talking about how it's now numbers, not letters. So you don't get an A or a B or a C. You get like an 8 or in like their case, like a 3 or a 2 or a 1. But so it's meant to, like, one of the games last season, Dylan was saying like before the game he was revising for an exam, or like after the game he was revising, and I was like, oh my God, I feel so old here. Like, but then there are a few more experienced heads as well. So Zach, Mike Taylor, I think his experience is really good to have on and off the pitch. Joa, yeah. You forget, by the way, this is one thing that I won't let him get away with. You forget Joa's age. Like, he doesn't look his age. I think he looks a lot younger than he is. Not saying that he's ancient. I think he's similar age to me. Is he not? Like 28, 27? Could be 29.
Who's
Not
the oldest?
sure.
I thought he was in his 30s, mid-30s, wasn't he?
Surely not. I'll ask him on Saturday when I see him. If he's 30s, honestly, he should be on TV. He's got a face for TV then. Like, just doesn't age if he's in his 30s.
He's too fast to be in his 30s. Sure. You lose that pace when you get to like 30s.
I find it strange that you're 27 now, Cam, because I've just remember it's I've got to keep remembering it's 5 years ago that I first came up, and and you felt like a spring chicken then compared to now, and you've done loads of things since then. It's brilliant, but yeah,
it is mental, to be fair, because I remember you coming up notch in that first season, and I was just like, just basically a kid. Like, you're 22, you think you're an adult and stuff, but you mature quite a lot more, like, as you go through your 20s and whatever. But like now, it's like, it's funny to see like the younger lads coming through and stuff. It is quite cool because they're a lot better than I probably was at 16, and like the young lads at like 20 and whatnot. That, like, we have a good squad, and I think it's shown this season that like the lads who are on the bench come on, and then like change games, or definitely put like a marker down, like, to impact anyway.
No, it's good to hear you've matured, Cam, because we're going to talk about your goal celebrations later on. But first up, I can't not talk about your time at Manchester United, because obviously you're playing for Stretford Paddock, who are 99% owned by United fans. So what was it like working for United? And you're not a United fan yourself, so was it surreal or interesting just to be part of a professional football team?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, it was really good. I loved my time there, to be fair. Like, was there for 2.5, 3 years. I think while I was there, United won the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, got to an FA Cup final as well. So like 3 finals, 2 trophies. So yeah, got to experience them winning the Carabao Cup. I was at the semi-final for the FA Cup that they won. But yeah, worked with like Sir Alex, Eric Cantona, Cristiano Ronaldo. It's just dropping names here, sorry.
Still in your phone book.
Yeah, like some of the chances and opportunities like are just like unbelievable, and like you can't really repay them for that. Like, it is really good. Like, the experiences I had working with like Bruno, Lissandro Martinez, like some of the nicest footballers ever. Like, Mason Mount signed, and obviously I'm a Chelsea fan, so that was like a weird thing. I was like, can't believe he's left, but I was like, at the same time, I'm not really bothered because now I get to work with him. So it's a really weird like time. Like, everyone always calls me a United fan now because I'll keep an eye on their scores and stuff. But if they lose, I'm not bothered. Like, I'm not like upset or whatever. But I just like to watch and like keep a close eye on it. But like, I do find myself watching Chelsea a lot more now. Like, when I was at United, it's like what I said in terms of not playing as much football. It's more so because you're so consumed in that world. Like, all you do is watch and look at football, or watch training, watch games. Then you're watching other teams, and it's just like you start to slowly like less and less watch other teams, or like teams that aren't playing the team that you work for. It's like before United, I did like an internship at Fleetwood Town, and I sort of got the same sort of feeling for them. You just get engrossed by like the club that you're working for. Is pretty that one was mental. I was working under Joey Barton there, so but yeah, it was really good.
Cam, were there any players that kind of surprised you, like with their personality or anything, while she was working at United?
I think Bruno, like everyone has this like weird view on him, like because of the way he plays and like throws his arm up or like plays like quite emotionally. Like he is honestly, and this isn't like me just saying this because I don't want to upset anyone. Like he is honestly one of the nicest men in football I've ever had to work with. Like the time he gives people, like the staff and everything like that, like he's just such a sound guy, like so nice, would speak to anyone. Like I know these are like normal things for people to do, but some players or players that I've worked with in the past that aren't even at United, like from other clubs or just like on like a ad hoc basis, they'll like say hello and stuff, and they'll give you like the polite greetings and stuff. But then Bruno would actually take a bit of interest in like what you've been up to or what you're doing, like just go a bit more and show that he is actually like a human, like he wants to chat, like he is nice. So I think from the outside looking in, I think that would probably surprise a few people. I don't know, like a lot of them are just normal people. I think that's where I shot a lot of the behind the scenes of like new signings coming in like on their first days and stuff. And it's like I'm pretty talkative. I chat quite a lot. Like I probably speak too much in this, to be fair, but if you just speak to them like normal people, you get a lot more out of them and stuff. So yeah, I just think like Lissandro Martinez was always sound. Xerxes was a good laugh, like quite a character in the squad. I felt like he was always like trying to get positivity and like good vibes out of people. Yeah, I think Sir Alex Ferguson, like that was just a surreal experience, to be honest. That was like he's doing like a branded piece of content for Snapdragon with him and Eric Cantona, and he was sat in his office, or what would have been his office at the like back in the day. And I just stood outside with a mobile phone, like trying to film him walk out for like a BTS thing. And I was like, not gonna lie, I was pretty shitting myself because I was like, I can guarantee when he was managing, there wasn't like mobile phones in his face and whatever. So I was like trying to keep like a fair distance without being too far away because I was like, I always like to like push it and like apologize after. What like once you got the shot, you say, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I could get that close." But as soon as he came out, I smiled at him and he smiled back and just he was like, "How are you doing, son? How are you?" And I was like, "Hello." Just really like shocked that he like but then you just forget, like I said, they are just normal people, so they are just, if there's a person there and it's weird not to say hello and you look rude or arrogant, like yeah. And he was just quality to work with. Not saying that I was like one-on-one with him, but like just working in the same sort of area and whatever, like so nice, so friendly. Probably different to when he was managing, but there was no hairdryer treatments.
It's easy to forget that footballers and people involved in such huge football conglomerates are still human beings, and they're still, they've still got a heart. They've still got, they do the same things we do. So meeting them up close and personal, you either get starstruck or we get to know them, and it was pretty amazing for you to work in that environment.
Yeah, you say that, and I was like, that's just reminding me. We were playing like, we used to have like a five-a-side game on like the pitch just outside Old Trafford, and I think the stadium, not the stadium had been shut, but like it was like 6 o'clock till 7 or something like that, and we saw two cars. This was in the summer. I think Bruno had brought his family to show them the dressing room and stuff like that, or it might have been like his kid's birthday and they wanted to see it or go on the pitch or something. I'm not exactly sure on the full circumstances of the story because I wasn't there, but that was the vibe I got from like what was going on. And we were all playing footy, and it was just after pre-season tour, and Bruno had driven past and noticed one of the lads who'd been on pre-season tour that year in Australia. So this is a few years back, and he rolled his window down as he was going past and just like had a conversation with the guy, and then laughed at some of our football inability. And I thought that was just like quality, just like funny, like that he thought he'd just stop and like engage with us. Like he didn't need to do that, but yeah, stuff like that. Like there is like nice bits of culture like that that doesn't make the press, I guess, because United obviously bad news travels faster, but like there are like some good stories to tell. Like they just wouldn't go as far.
Was it Bruno that was in the photo that that went around as a meme of like you showing Bruno something on your phone?
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah. So Casemiro scored that equaliser against Chelsea, didn't he? And I got like a good like goal celebration video, and I just showed him, and then David De Gea was over my other shoulder. So yeah, pretty cool.
Let's talk about your goal celebrations then, Cam, because that's become one of the most memorable or iconic kind of parts of your return to Paddock, kind of back end of last season, more so this season, where you've somehow picked up 5 goals in from right back.
I had a look at that stat that you had, and it was like 50. Is it 52 appearances, 9 goals, 12 assists, or something like that? And I was like 5 goals from this season as well. So before that, was 4 goals in played 9 games, 10 games. So like 4 goals in 40 odd appearances. Like I'm not a player you'd have in your fantasy team, but this season, I don't know, I'd probably get extra points being a right back. But like, yeah, I don't know where it's come. Just probably being in the right place at the right time, and then yeah, celebrations. When I'm playing football, I try not to take it too seriously. Like just enjoy it. Like because I feel like you get more out of yourself, and like it's obviously serious and it's like a decent standard, but it's not. You're not a professional. You're not like like you're there to enjoy yourself at the end of the day. So if there's a bit of banter going back and forth between you and an opposition player or whatever, then you can celebrate. Or if you've been speaking to the lads, like me and Sam, when he scored that brace on the weekend, I was bantering him before the game because he hadn't scored a brace and I'd scored a brace. I was like, "What? You haven't scored a brace yet, Sam? That's crazy." Because I play right back and I've scored a brace, and then he scored a brace in that evening game where I assisted him for the first one, and then I think who was it?
Claudio, I think.
Claudio assisted him, yeah, because he played a 1-2 with Luke. So he got the same goal just on different sides, basically. And then he scored a brace, and then he was back and forth at me in the changing room after, like laughing about it. So yeah, I think celebrations, you just got to enjoy it. Like you can just walk off and be nonchalant and whatever, but yeah, I don't know. That's just something I've always tried to do, just enjoy it.
Cam, you say enjoy it, but it's quite nice in the team since I'd say this season in particular, but last 2 seasons, we're getting more shithouses in the team like you. You
Yeah.
absolutely love it, don't you? Love just giving a stick to players on the pitch, opposite the staff over on the bench or whatever. You just absolutely love it, and it comes out through your game as well. The way that you're always 100 million miles an hour, sticking in the rough tackles where you need to, and setting out a bar all the time. Do you feel like you're a bit of a shithouse? Because it looks like it from the sidelines.
Maybe, yeah. I guess like I don't set out on being, as you'd say, like a shit house, but like I feel like I love all aspects of it really. Like in terms of like if someone's going to give you a bit of stick, like it's good to give them to wind them up or give them a bit back. Like I think it's just part and parcel of my game. Like I don't do it like after the game. I'm respectful. I'll go and shake everyone's hand, even like
Yeah.
someone that you've had a bit of like back and forth or they fouled you, you fouled them. Like I think it's always good to go and shake people's hands and say congratulations or well done or good luck for the rest of the season. Like, because really, like you're just doing what you're doing to just win your game of football. So, but they often say like I get away with not getting booked as easy as other players, but I don't know. I feel like I just put fair challenges in. Some might be slightly late, others might be like just hard, but yeah.
It's all about reputation, Cam, because you've got Saul who came on our podcast like about a month ago, and he didn't name you as somebody that loves the camera, somebody that's begging for more pictures. But the players are always giving you strays for, you're having the PR team and doing too many goal celebrations to get more photos.
Yeah, I get this PR shout from out of nowhere. Like Dion is the leader, the ringleader of that one. Like it's just funny. It's like it's just good to be honest. Like I'd say one of the changes from Paddock is it just feels like a bit more of like a happy place or like more of a team spirit. And obviously that'll come with time. And when I first started, it was a brand new team and you're getting to know people. I think the second season it was better. The third season it was better, and then it wasn't there for that fourth and like half of the fifth. But I think now the lads have been together for quite a bit, and there's a nice sort of culture. That is something that I've really picked up on and like enjoyed the fact that it's like a good place to be at the moment and all sorts of that. And then the PR shouts come from Dion because if I score, like everyone will rave about it, or he'll say that the fans will go mental for it or whatever. And I'm just there like I don't know, like I'm just trying to score or get an assist or keep a clean sheet. Like they say I do a lot of running to make it look like I'm working really hard as well, and I just laugh at them. Like they're obviously winding me up as well. But yeah, he's on his little managerial internship at the moment with Steve, and he's loving that. He'll send like some AI photos into our group chat on WhatsApp of him just on the beach with like DK like on his Paddock shirt, and like calls himself he used to call himself Kemperin, but I think he started to say like something Kemperino or something like that now, because obviously Amarim's not really on a great run at the moment, but he loves it as well. He just doesn't get the recognition. I'll give him some there. How about that? All right, dear. I think he's like took to this coaching role since he's been injured, like really good, like puts on good training sessions, good to have around in the change room and stuff. And like, yeah, I think he's a good egg, good person to have in the club.
I spoke to him on Saturday actually, and I told him I'm going to get him on here once he's back playing. So he's got to get his rehab done. But I didn't even brief you that Dion mentioned the PR thing. You've just figured it out on your own. So it must be one.
It's an easy win. It's either him, Sam, or Joe. That would be where I'd think that'd come from.
So where's your favourite position, Cam? Because you played everywhere, but you seem to have found yourself at right back.
No, I'm happy to play wherever, really. There was one point where I was going to play at right wing, and then I think Michael was late to the game, so it all got reorganised, and Kiefer started instead, which is fine because he's an actual winger and stuff. So I was happy with that. Like, but there was like times at uni, like at uni, I played right back for the whole game. Like for the whole 2 years that I played for uni, out of the 3, I played right back. Used to play right back at school. Played centre mid growing up from like 5 years old to like 14. Then I played right back until uni. Then I played centre mid when Paddock started again. So centre mid and right backs, like I'm happy to play there. I'll play left back. I'll play pretty much anywhere, to be fair. As long as I understand what I have to do, then I'm happy to just be playing, really.
Not Stu, what is it we always say about Cam, about where he should play? I think we all, like, as fans, have the same opinion.
I always saw him playing, in creative midfield, and that's where he shone the most in the early days. So I kind of want him there again, although we've got competition there, but that's where he shines. But as Cam said himself, he can play in a few positions. I'd prefer him not to play as a defender, but because we've got people who are there, and it's a waste of Cam's amazing talents further up the pitch.
I think my goal scoring's come from right back more so than like centre mid. Like whenever I seem to play in centre mid, I don't really seem to get as many assists or goal contributions as like I'd probably want from playing there. But I think Steve often says like in the 60th minute, he'll be like, "Are you still good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then like the change will be a right back coming on for a centre mid, and then I'll get put in centre mid like for the last 20 minutes of the game or something like that. And I'm happy to play wherever, to be fair. Maybe not goal. I don't think I'm tall enough to replace Florin, but yeah, stick me up top, and then we'll see if Sam Pratt finishes top goal scorer.
You're hot on his heels, that's for sure. For me, some of your most impressive performances, there's been a lot of them, but one that stood out was when you came on as, I think, sub against Wigan last year, and you went into the number 10 and you really put the pressure on them a lot. And I quite like the thought of you in that 10, but we've got so many options now that we're blessed kind of in these certain positions. So no, wherever you go, I for one, but I'd probably speak for the fan base to say, really appreciate everything you put into every single position that you're asked to play in. So thanks for that, Cam. It's brilliant.
Thanks for that. Yeah, that's nice. I think like you said, you just got a lot more quality and talent like across the pitch now. Like I think Mike Taylor's great when he plays. Like, just plays off 1 and 2 touches, great balls in behind, like unbelievable sometimes. Some of his goals from last season were a joke. Then you got Claudio. Dylan's been fantastic when he's played. Like, I think the team's just a lot stronger, and I think that's why we're maybe challenging at the moment. See how long that lasts, but like with new division, we don't seem to be struggling as such. Touch wood, like come up against some good oppositions, teams that have really given us a hard game, like Claybrow, Dayton, Winsford, like some really tough games. But other than that Dayton game, sort of push through and manage to either come back or get the win. So
You've just linked me perfectly onto some fan questions there, Cam, because Mike Taylor sent one in and he wanted to know who's your favourite and least favourite player to play with?
Least favourite would probably be harder to.
That's why he asked it. He's trying to get you to dig someone out.
Yeah. Favourite? I don't know, maybe could say Mike, give him like a smile. Like, do enjoy playing with Mike. I do shout at him a lot to give me the ball. I don't know. I enjoy playing with quite a few. I like watching them when they're on the ball, to be fair. They'll laugh at that because they say I dribble too much. But when you give it Mike and you can watch him just like dictate play, or Claudio, Kiefer, even Sam, when they like the way they finish chances or like dribble past people, Joa as well, like Ronaldo, like they are the exciting players that you want to give the ball to. So they're probably like the good ones, the favourites to watch. Least favourite, probably Joe Coleman and Florin. No reason, just thought I'd think of 2 names. Florin probably because he's the most emotional guy ever. And like sometimes it's like, chill out, bro. But he's honestly probably the best keeper in the league, I think. So when I say least favourite, it is with like a bit of jest. And then Joe Coleman's like a ginger perler. So can't really answer the least favourite. It's a bit of a cop out. Sorry, Mike.
No, I reckon you've dug out 2 people there, so we've got a bonus.
So Cam, I'll just throw it out there. I did say that had you played the whole of last season, I reckon you would have made it to Fans Player of the Year last season, but you didn't. And I think I tipped you at the beginning of this season to potentially be Fans Player of the Year for this season, and you've made a good start to that. But if it's not you who would make Player of the Year, who do you think it would be?
I'll get stick for that from the group chat because of my PR team working overtime to get Fans Player of the Year. To get like Player of the Year or Fans Player of the Year, did you ask?
Go for Fans Player of the Year.
I think Sam Pratt, maybe. You got to give it to him. 10 goals in 10 games, like boys on fire. Trying to think of who else is having a great season. I mean, there's quite a few, but Sam sticks out pretty highly because of his goals.
Nobody's really got the propaganda, have they, Cam?
Yeah, exactly. No one's got that PR team. Maybe Dion when he comes back, because he'll start getting his PR team involved.
That emotional keeper's got a bit of a PR team.
Exactly. Florin has been great this season, like kept us in some games, like Claybrow, like he's been great. He could be Fans Player of the Season. I think Sam has a great chance of being it. I think some of the young kids as well, if they start to like get into the starting 11 for more than like a few games, like Dylan, Kiefer, Joa, like there's quite a few, to be fair. I feel like everyone's put some good shifts in, like Joe Coleman. He's been around for time. He's one of the more experienced senior players, even at a young age or whatever he is now, like 24, 25. Not that young, but
now you've named the whole team. Just give me one.
If I had to choose right now off the 10 games we've seen, I think it'd have to be Sam Pratt for me anyway.
Yeah.
What would you say, Stu, for the time being? Like, who would your vote go for?
Jesus, I always get these questions, and then I sit on the fence big time, and
well, I sat on the fence, and then you told me to pick one, so I'll do the same to you.
Because I'm rubbish at these sorts of questions because I come from left field because I see more than just goals and assists and stuff when I'm on pitch side all the time. So like last year, my Fans Player of the Year was Zach Bell, and that's probably a complete surprise to a lot of people because it doesn't really get, like you said, PR and things, but you see things pitch side that you don't necessarily see all the time when you're following social media. At the moment, I know you're here, but I'd probably vote for you at the moment.
What about any?
Uh,
Would there be anyone else? I think if you had like a staff fans, a fans staff of the year award, I think Dion so far this season, him and he's been like unbelievable. I think like he has been class. He's not going to be happy that I've called him staff of the year, but he's been great. Like just like his like attitude towards it. He's not really like gone, oh, I'm injured now. That's it. But for me, Stu, anyway, Sam, like on and off the pitch, I think he's just a good person to have in the club. Like he's funny, gives you a bit of stick, like a bit of banter, and then he's been scoring goals and like his little 1v1 with the commentator. That's one of the funniest things ever. Like when he's been called out a couple of times and then will celebrate, doesn't know where the cameras are. Like it just makes me laugh. So, but like you said, there are other things in goals, but that would be off the top of my head, probably Sam.
And we got another question. This is one's from Liam Sheesby,
Speak of the
our,
devil.
our heroic commentator. He wants to know, like, if you had a football game of 11 Cams and 11 Sam Pratts, how would that game go down? Who would win?
I think it would be a nice and be quite boring actually. I think not much going on because no one would be able to assist Sam because Sam doesn't really get assists, so his players would just want to score goals, but no one would be able to give the ball to him. Whereas the Cam Waters team, if you look at the stats from this season, that's 5 goals and 3 assists. So someone's actually given the ball, like not often, but like there might be 1 or 2 goals there, like teamwork. Don't think there'd be any yellow cards. Don't think there'd be any fouls. I think it'd be a nice contested game.
You don't think there'd be fouls with yellow cards in a Sam v Cam?
Maybe 1 or 2. But I'd get a backroom staff of Mike Taylor, Dion, and who else would we have? Joe. Oh no, I'll let him have Joe and Joa. A bit of experience. He'd probably have like a backroom staff of Joe, Zach, Luke. So I reckon that's where the tactical nous of my backroom team would edge us over Sam Pratt.
That was really clever by Liam, wasn't it? Like he's just wants someone else on the podcast to like dig out Sam to get the heat off him, and you've just volunteered. So there we go.
What I've just heard is we need to set up a Sam v Cam 1v1 at the end of the season.
I think he'd probably win that. The guy can get rowdy, as in like he to be fair to him, if anything kicks off on the pitch, he's always the first to back anyone up. Like, and you've got to have that in your team. And I think, yeah, it's a good thing he brings as well as the goals. Like, there's a proper team feel, and I think that's why we've done so well to the start of the season, and long may it continue. So that was such like a PR political answer, that wasn't it? Like, but yeah, maybe that's the PR team. So.
I was stood with Craig Helston at the weekend, and it kicked off at the St Helens game, and somebody kicked off with Sam, and I won't do Craig's accent, but he basically went, "It's not Sam's first rodeo" or something along those lines.
But there was over near us, Leland was there on the flag, and he was doing the lino, and Leland was about to run over, and people was like, "Come here, don't you dare run over there, Leland!" And he stopped. He said, "I'm going to go over there. I'm going to have someone." And he said, "Well, you got Sam over there. You don't need to worry about that. They've got Sam Pratt over there for that."
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're all out of fan questions then, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up with give the floor back to our guest, Cam. Have you got any messages for our fans, members, supporters before we wrap up?
I think just keep supporting the team. I think people appreciate it more than you probably realise. Obviously, for this level of football, like it is mental that you get a numerous amount of fans come up and turn up and stuff. And so the lads really appreciate it. And I think the more people that can come down to games, we were saying, like, the better it does feel good, like in terms of on the pitch, like you do feel the support, and it does help kick on and win games. Or if you need that little bit of motivation, like you can look over and see like a group of people like watching you and wanting the club to do well and whatever. So yeah, keep supporting, interacting online and whatever, and hopefully we'll get another promotion.
Right, what a perfect place to leave it. So, Cam, thank you very much again for coming on, and had a great start to the season. Hope you continue with good form, and yeah, good luck.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, and we'll say goodbye from everybody. Goodbye from Notch.
Goodbye, everybody, and a big welcome to all the new supporters and members who have joined recently. Enjoy the ride and up the paddock.
Here's goodbye from Stu.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Up the paddock.
Goodbye from Cam.
See you later, guys. Thanks for having me. Up the paddock.
And goodbye from me. Up the paddock.